I'm so confused.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
We've been virtually intimate, and that's all I'll say.
This woman is ready to marry a man from Ghana. But wait, he might actually be real?
He's gorgeous. He's the most beautiful man I've ever seen. He just has the most beautiful brown skin. We video chatted the first day.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Let's bring the horses back in the stable, shall we? Beautiful brown skin. To me, just immediately, off the first few seconds, I'm getting a vibe of fetishization. But I'ma keep my mouth closed for the time being. Except I haven't, because I've said things, but you get what I'm saying. Also, big chesticles from this guy. Big beefy boy. You trying to come at me, yeah? Yeah, you know the vibes.
So I bought my own ring.
Cringe.
It moved so fast.
Joseph was Andrea's dream.
Let's hold on a second here. You give off very sweet boy vibes here. But, oh my, I'm getting the feeling your intentions aren't sweet. I know it's only been a week, but I'm in love with you, Andrea. This man might well and truly be real. But once again, intentions-wise, I'm doubting the legitimacy of it all.
Yes.
Joseph was Andrea's dream man, and he continued to prove his identity. Will this story have a fair...
Shh, give it a rest, Drew, for 1 sec. First of all, I was going to comment on the previous picture. What is this picture, Joseph? Someone tell me what is the point of that. Look at my watch. Look at what time it is. Time to look at the camera, mate. Kind of picture are you taking here? And my, well and truly time to take a look at the camera here. Where are you? Are you trying to find a valid reason as to why you genuinely love her? You ain't gonna find it up there, mate. You can look up to the heavens all you want with your big chesticles on screen. I don't know what you're showing here. Adam's apple? Look! Adam's apple! It's so big.
You naughty, naughty.
You could class it as the Addams family apple. Because there's so many of them and stuff. Do you get it?
Hey! Shut up! Will this story have a fairy tale ending?
No.
Calling this a scam right off the bat, just because he's from Ghana, is
Whoa!
probably the wrong thing to do.
But I see the red flags.
So you were just trying to scam me because you're asking me about gift cards.
So that's definitely him.
It is. However, I've really hit a
Oh, he
roadblock
got lollipops on
this.
his pack.
I just want to
I wasn't listening to a single diddly... He's got lollipops on his underwear. What's... Joseph, you're an interesting guy. You know, I'll say that much. Yeah, you got the big muscles, and it's very nice. You're showing it off. Good on you, man. But what's going on with your pictures? What's going on with your underwear? I ain't got a Scooby.
On this.
I just want to know that he is who he says he is.
Join us on another episode
Leo.
of Catfish. We'll find out if Joseph is who he claims to be.
I'm gonna do this with Leo on the call, but Andrea, you need to watch out for Leo.
What?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
What's the age
Your
gap?
engagement with our videos help us reach new audiences.
Go do that.
And can potentially stop other people from being scammed.
But you already
All
are.
right, team, we got a new case. It's from a woman named Andrea. I'll read her email.
Thanks.
She says, "Hi, Catfish team. My name is Andrea, and I've been watching your show for a while. I never thought I could be scammed, but I met a man who lives in Ghana and is the most beautiful man I've ever seen. After 2 weeks, he's asked me to marry him.
Nice.
And I said yes. We video chat all the time, and
Wait. Oh no. I am awake. 2 weeks and it's marriage talk. Real or not, you could be standing right in front of my face, and if you utter the words marriage, I'm just gonna run away. 'Cause goodness me, you've lost the plot. Andrea, you've lost your head. Get a grip of yourself. I'd love to know her backstory, but I guess we'll get into it. But right now, it's screaming. We've looked at a video in the past, and I coined the term Gambian Granny. We got Ghanaian granny here. Chill out, Andrea. By the way, depending on the age gap, right? Or maybe irregardless of it, if that's a word or not. I said in the Gambian Grannies video, but I've also said in Holiday Love Rat style videos, that there's a power imbalance normally with these relationships, quote unquote, if you want to call them relationships. Now you might be asking, hey, what do you mean by that? I mean in that how can I put this? The individual in the Western world understands more often than not that their quote unquote lover is in a difficult position, maybe financially, and is sort of giving off savior vibes, where I don't know if it's real love or a case where, and we've seen it with passport bros, right? You get this individual flying over to live with you. They're not allowed any sort of opinion of their own because you will just throw down the gauntlet of, I brought you to this country, you must do as I say. I'm not saying this is the type of person Andrea is. I'm just saying in my experience of watching these type of relationships unfold, these are the vibes I get. But let me know your thoughts. I've spat all over my computer for some reason. I don't know what's going on there.
I truly believe he's the man in the photos, but during a recent call,
Nice.
he asked me to buy gift cards, saying he'd send me money first. This has me concerned, and I really need your help to know if it's real. Sincerely, Andrea.
Why are they all laughing?
Hi, Catfish team. My name's Andrea. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware.
Never heard of that other than Delaware.
Didn't ask.
Your glasses, you're wearing them. I don't know where the Del comes in, but there's police sirens going past. So, shut up.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
No, but seriously, touching back on the glasses, very unique, we'll say.
I'm only 47 right now. I manage a restaurant and bar.
Ooh.
I have 2 sons. My oldest has a father, and then my 2 youngest have a different father. Neither one of them are really involved, unfortunately.
Right.
I don't know what happened to dating, like actually somebody picking you up, and guys don't even want to take you out anymore because I have teenage sons. Like, I don't entertain men at my house. It's like, come Netflix and chill. Like, no, not for the first meeting. Like, what? Who does that?
Is this a skit? Like, I get what you're saying, but then in the same vein, you've said yes to marry someone you've never met after 2 weeks. You know, but okay, yeah, it must be a joke or something. I'm being pranked here. But I don't know if this is harsh to say, given the fact I don't really know the backstory behind, obviously, her dating history or whatever, but already to me, it seems like perhaps you've not really taken the time to get to know the individuals who you are dating, let alone get to know the individuals you are having intercourse with, we'll say, and, you know, having their children. You know, children aren't aesthetics, everyone. Can we take a little bit more care with who we're sharing our body with? I'm just saying, I don't know if that's harsh or not. Ultimately, you do what you want to do. It's your body, of course. I can only say, please, maybe have a little bit more caution with who you're sharing such intimacy with. So right now, I don't feel like you've maybe chosen the best people to be around, but I mean, maybe that's why you're in this situation. So,
Discouraged by dating in person, Andrea decided to give online dating a chance when someone caught her eye on Facebook.
I actually messaged him.
goodness. That's
He's
interesting.
gorgeous. He's the most beautiful man I've ever seen. He's like 5'11". He just has the most beautiful brown skin.
That's
He's got a
cringe.
gorgeous smile. He's probably like 9 or 10 years younger than me. He actually does like fitness training for a living.
I can
He
see.
owns a gym in Ghana. He sends me videos of like him training people. He's not like too much muscle, but just like enough.
Joseph was looking like the man of Andrea's dreams.
He's all muscle. What are we talking about here? He's not that. But what do you... Who else? Other than the Hulk, does it get bigger? I don't think so. I just might stress here, the most beautiful, you know, the description that you're throwing out here, it's screaming horny. Like, to put it bluntly, it's screaming you've maybe not had some intimacy in a while and you're lusting. Now, I don't want to bring back the fetishization with the brown skin comment, but it's giving fetishization to me at the very least. Let me know your thoughts.
He was fit, successful, and handsome. Over the coming weeks, the two got to know each other a lot better.
When he first told me he was from Ghana, I was like, oh, I'm really not interested. But he was so good looking. I was like, I'm just continue to talk to him.
All right, that's a red flag in itself, but it's the watch. It's the... Look at the Rolly. Is that a Rolex? I ain't got a Scooby. He was just so good looking that I guess you decided to pursue. Can we... Anything else? Is it just looks so far that we're just touching on? We're gonna delve deeper, are we? Screaming to me, once again, it's just all lustfulness. It's unfortunate that you've ended up in this position, but dare I say it's your own doing because you're thinking with the wrong body parts.
A little bit. Most of the time it's just like, you know, good morning.
King.
We just talk about like my day, his day. He was also Christian.
You are being the scammer. King? I need my water because my mouth is getting dry, we'll say. Yes, I've just smelt the bottle.
Stop it. Get some help.
And was like speaking about being spiritual as well. He's like interested in me as a person. He was just different.
We need more.
And then he's also sent me like photos of like documents, like his government name, and the name on the IDs and property things he shows me is Joseph Kwasi Mensah.
On one level, I understand because, like, hey, look, I'm me. I'm not trying to scam you. It's actually me. But on the other hand, I don't think anyone is doing this. I just don't think I would send you my whole freaking government ID is my driving license, bro. For reasons unknown. I just don't think people do that. But I ain't in the dating game. I don't know how to play it. So let me know in the comments. Are you sending such information? I don't know.
In my contacts, I put him as my gift. We video chatted the first day. We video chatted earlier this morning. I video chatted because like he was inside of the gym. Believe me, it's not like any of the video chats you guys show. It's not just that, like, we kiss each other on screen.
What the is going on in here on this day?
And I'll be like, where's my kiss? And he'll come into the phone and kiss the screen, like.
It looks like there's lipstick on your teeth, by the way. So maybe you should just stop talking altogether. I can't emphasize enough how much of a bad idea it is to put any sort of tongue, mouth, teeth, your uvula. Is that what it's called at the back? I mean, if you're somehow touching your phone with your uvula, seek professional support as soon as possible, please. You're too freaky. Do not just don't do any of that phone to mouth connection, all right? The phone is like dirtier than your toilet seat, from what I've read. Stop! You're gonna give yourself a friggin' disease, mate. It's funny, yeah? Yeah, I got a disease from my phone because I kissed it. Shut up.
Calm yourself, boy. You are acting hysterical.
Yes, we've been virtually intimate.
You're doing too
more
much.
than just kissing the phone screen.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
What does that... What else are you doing to your phone then? Huh? We're all adults here, I assume, okay? According to the statistics of the channel, no one under 18 is on this channel. So let's talk a bit, all right? What else are you doing? Don't tell me your phone is on vibrate and you're doing... Just stop.
And that's all I'll say.
Shh, thank goodness. Shh.
Andrea was sure she was speaking to the real Joseph, and their feelings for each other were growing by the day.
Sorry.
Like if...
Shut your mouth, all right? He's wearing this tank top. Great muscles, of course. Property of. But then earlier at the back he said Mrs. Mensa. Is Andrea Mrs. Mensa, I'm assuming? And he... Property of Mrs. Mensa, is it? You are the property of Andrea. I can't even begin to tell you how cringe that is. Just...
Like it moved so fast, and I was like, you know, normally guys try to act like they're not interested, or like they could take you or leave you. Like it was probably within like the first week. So I bought my own ring.
Oh.
It's just a fake ring off of Temu.
Oh, you are the scammer then. You were calling the guy king. You bought the ring from Temu, which we've seen scammers do recently. So who's the scammer here, really? I don't know. I also need to stress, I gave you too much credit earlier. It was mentioned 2 weeks. I was wrong. In 1 week, it's moved so fast. So you complaining about the Netflix and chill on the first date or whatever, rightfully so. That's just strange behavior from the Donny, yeah? You tell him F off. But in the same vein, once again, isn't this just weird? Like, it's just... Again, I don't want to keep harping. Is that a word? Harping? Oh my goodness. A fart has come out of me.
Sorry. Probably too much information.
It's just screaming fetishization. So... prove me otherwise, I guess.
I never really pressed him on, like, have you gotten yours? But he did say at one point, like, I'll get one too. And so I got him a green, like, gym shirt, and I customized it. And it says property of on the front, and then on the back it says Mrs. Mensa.
Oh, it just got worse. I mean, I said prove me otherwise with the fetishization. Frickin' the fetishness. You made it worse, actually. You might have dug yourself deeper in the fetish hole. No, it's not a Freaky Friday night. Get out the fetish hole, mate. Oh my goodness. I can't emphasize enough how strange behavior that is. I'm just leaving it at that. Okay? That's really, really strange of you. I'm really weirded out.
I came home and it was
What?
like a whole box with
Dick
like
pic?
all the little
Oh.
truffles and the candy bars and all that. 5 days later, I was downstairs getting dressed for work, and my aunt's like, there's flowers here, but it says your first name, but it has some weird last name. And he put his last name, and I was like, that's my friend. It
Oh,
was all
friend, yeah.
good. Like, I haven't got sent stuff in years. It was also like a surprise, and I appreciate.
Look, I don't want to piss on your bonfire here. Maybe you'll be sent stuff if you decided to take more care and time with who you're dating. But, I'm sorry, that's a crazy concept apparently nowadays. I can't stress enough just how weird all of this is. Like, just because a name is not familiar to you, It doesn't make it weird, all right? And you saying it's a friend. You get your friends to wear property of Mrs. Mensa shirts, do you? Shut up, Andrea, man. Shut up.
Thoughtfulness. I don't have any question that the person I'm looking at is the person I'm talking to. I know that there must be men that are, don't have to steal profiles, that are just, good looking enough.
Although Andrea was sure she was talking to the real person, doubts about Joseph's intentions began to creep in when some of his stories just weren't adding up.
I searched up his name on Google and it comes back the exact same name for a Ghanaian member of parliament.
Ghanaian.
I'm sorry. I can't handle this.
So I sent him that, but then he was like, well, in Ghana, a lot of surnames and things it's like Muhammad with Islamic people. The phone that he contacts me on, it has a New York area code. And I asked him about that, and he was like, well, I purchased that phone in the States. I do have a phone that has a Ghana number, but, this one had a SIM card. Then he asked me, he was like, they sell Apple gift cards near you. And I hung up on him immediately. So then I sent him a message. I was like, oh, so you were just trying to scam me because you're asking me about gift cards. And he was like, I was going to send you money. I wouldn't ask you to take it out of your money. It's just easier for you to get it than it is for me. And I was like, I will never buy you a gift card. So please don't, ask about that anymore.
Fair.
And he hasn't. But again, like I know scammers will play the long game. Like sometimes they'll talk to people for a long time and not get anything.
Yeah.
When I was telling him I was talking to you guys, he was like, well, do I ever question who you are or what you do for a living? Did I ever ask you for your ID? So it kind of makes me feel like I'm betraying him, or it makes me feel guilty.
It's incredible to me that you are asking all these questions and you seem to be knowledgeable about scams. But in the first week, oh, I love you. No red flag, though. Okay.
Why would I introduce you to my friends and my family?
How many times am I going to see this video?
If I was just scamming you? And I don't care what he has. Like, I don't have anything. I don't care, like, what you have as far as financially and all that. I don't even care about that. I just want to know that he is who he says he is. Oh my God, if he's real, I'm going over there at the end of December and we're getting married on New Year's.
Nice.
We're going to start our new year and our new life together.
Yeah.
Stick around until the end, Seekers.
Shut up.
We'll find out the truth about Joseph.
Oh, and another TikTok. So he has 2 TikTok accounts, 2 Facebook accounts.
Wow.
The shipping company's weird.
People do that.
And even get him on a call.
I think the next step for us is we'd love to chat with him. If he's open to chatting with us.
I feel like he's going to be very defensive.
Oh,
Hello, Leo.
Andrea, I really love you so much and I admire you so much.
He's smiling way too much.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And once you've done that, give this video a like too. If you're looking to contact us and you think you might need our help
feel like he
finding
just
out who you're
wants,
communicating with online,
at the very
or maybe
least,
you need help breaking through to a friend or a family member, don't hesitate to
just
reach
come
out
over.
to our email. Share my story at socialcatfish.com.
I've seen
we
it a
can
lot.
help you find
Brutus,
the answers you've been
Shaman.
looking for. A few days later, the team sat down to go over Andrea's case and come up with a game plan.
She's met this guy online.
Good old game
She's
plan.
fallen in love very quickly, and she just wants to make sure it's real. But I see the red flags, like the gift card. Why would he need to send her money to get him a gift card?
Another red flag is for internet.
Huh?
He's asking for money for internet?
Yes.
The suspicious part is that he's having her send him gifts to New Jersey, a specific address in New Jersey, and not directly to his address in Ghana.
So many red flags.
I think calling this a scam right off the bat, just because he's from Ghana, is probably the wrong thing to do. I think let's look at what exactly all of the stories that he's telling her, like his name, his age.
I do agree, though, that we can't just call this a scam just because he's from Ghana. He already sent his government ID.
So, but those are red flags. Hold on.
But
Ghana or Virginia, it doesn't matter, right? He's asking for gift cards. He's asking money for Wi-Fi. If that would happen in Virginia, I'd be like red flags. It just so happens to be that in Africa, you see more of these types of scams.
Right.
Nevertheless, we always approach it with an open mind.
This one's just a little bit trickier in the fact that he hasn't altered any of his government IDs. He hasn't altered the video calls. And so we're gonna have to really do some digging to confirm what the motive is here.
I've watched a few videos, holiday love rats, blah, blah, blah. It's giving. I would like to come over to the US and build a life there, but I need you to help me to get there financially, and then we'll see what happens. Not saying I'm going to run away and leave you, but I might. That's what it's screaming to me right now, but we'll find out. Maybe it's genuine love.
He validated himself. He sent her roses and candy, and he's gotten on these video calls, and she's thinking, okay, this is a real relationship. This is a real person.
So I'm speculating and not saying this is what's going on, but there is a scam called a visa scam.
Well, he's
That's
just saying
maybe
what
what
I'm
this
saying.
could be. Something seems off. My spidey senses are going off, you know?
I think it'd be great to get him on video or some sort of phone call.
I say we do this. We'll do research and try to find who he is. I have some contacts in Ghana. I'll see if they can help me pull some information. We'll look at this address in New Jersey. We have to get a hold of them, right? And then we'll do our typical research. Hopefully there's some true love here, but we're gonna find out.
Hopefully, yeah. Let's get to work, y'all.
All right.
Well, I don't think so, but okay.
This case had a lot to dig into, so David sat down with Brienne to see what she had found.
Okay, so we have a meeting with Andrea in 2 days. What do you have? Because I haven't seen anything yet.
I have a few things, and so let me run through what I have, and then we can game plan on what we can do next. So she just recently sent a t-shirt to Leo, and this is the address he shared with her. So from that address, there was a website attached, and this is what I found for this address. It's a home delivery express. It has a login. And then I did a who is on this website and found out that it was created just a year and a half ago. I guess I'm confused why he would want her to send it directly to the storage unit and not through this website.
That's really weird.
It doesn't make sense.
Why would she not ship it directly to him?
Maybe when he gets over, he'll pick it up and run away.
Exactly. I'm a little confused about that too.
So we've seen shipping scams in the past, but he never asked her for money for shipping.
No, he did not. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
No. So the next thing I found, this here is Leo, and I found this post on Facebook. It looks like he's receiving some type of award. He was an IT intern at this school here in Ghana. So, I mean, his name checks out, the location checks out.
Well, that's him for sure. So that's definitely him.
It is. However, I've really hit a roadblock on this, and I want to find something else on him. I want to validate who he is or if there's anything else hidden. So I'm going to need your help on this.
But you didn't really, other than the basic social media she had, you didn't find anything else?
No.
I mean, so right here it mentions a business he has. Have you looked it up yet or no?
I did see that he had some sort of link on his Facebook account, but I didn't find anything on this.
Interesting.
So sometimes they don't have websites. Sometimes they'll use like Facebook. Maybe we can find, oh shoot, right here. Leo Field Max Enterprises. This is him.
Yeah, this is him.
Banking services. That's
interesting.
Weird. MasterCard and Visa card withdrawals? That is weird.
That doesn't make sense.
What does that even mean?
All right, we gotta follow up on that. The good thing is though, you don't have this phone number, right, for him?
I do not.
So we could plop this in. Look, Joseph Mensah. It is attached to him.
Yeah, that is him.
I mean, he has Etsy, Zapier, Medium, Quora, AliExpress. I mean, he seems like an entrepreneur.
TikTok.
Snapchat, Instagram, Pinterest. And then look, so we have this email and then this one. So let me plop this in. Let me see if we get lucky
Okay.
and find more accounts. Oh, this is him. This is his Google reviews. So Joseph Quasi-Mensah.
Harley Driving Institute.
Oh, and another TikTok. So he has 2 TikTok accounts, 2 Facebook accounts.
Wow.
All right, I think we have enough to go to Andrea with. The shipping company's weird. Also, why does he have all these extra social media accounts? What's he doing with them?
See that
and
as
then
weird.
all these extra businesses. And then let's help her get some answers. And I think that will give her enough to come up with a conclusion for this. What do you think?
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like
We
a
had
plan.
some answers for Andrea, but we also had more questions. So we got on a call with her to discuss how to move forward with such a unique case.
Hello, Andrea. How are you?
Hello.
I'm blessed. How are you?
Goodness.
Good. This is David.
Any more lights
Nice to
you
meet
need?
you, finally.
Hi, David.
We found a lot. Like, I want you to know that. So normally what we do is, we have somebody that is potentially hiding behind somebody else's pictures and we're trying to verify that. We know that you're talking to somebody real because, that he sent you information. You're actually video chatting with this person. And so we want to take a different approach that's also a little bit more sensitive. And so what we did is we uncovered a lot of information about him. And there's definitely some positive things that we want to go over, but there are also some red flags, and we want you to know that. And so we want to let you know what the red flags are. Doesn't mean that they're bad, doesn't mean that you should stop talking to them. It just means that you should get answers for them. And then over the weekend, if you could have a conversation with him, ask these questions, get answers to them where you feel comfortable. And then from there, you should literally have enough information and make a decision. Do you move forward with this relationship or do you cut ties and move on?
I mean, I get that. The only thing is, obviously, surely he's just going to say things anyway that you would want to hear. Like, real or not, even scammer or not. I mean, people just say things that you want to hear in the early stages of a romance because, you're trying to build up that spark with each other. So, I don't know how much genuine information you can get out of that, but...
Is that fair?
Yes, sounds great.
Okay.
All right. Well, Brianne will kick things off.
There's a ton of information on him online that can confirm his identity and the information that you've shared with us.
Yeah, so the good stuff is he's given you his real name, right? The social media profiles that you have are real. The pictures you have are real. He seems like a very ambitious, motivated person that's trying to get ahead, a hard worker, which is really cool to see, especially in a third world country where, a lot of people don't necessarily have these opportunities. And he's really trying to take advantage of this. It really does seem that way. So those are the good things. Let's jump into some of the other things that we saw that leave a lot of questions. And like I said, they're not necessarily bad, but there are definitely things you need to start asking some questions about, especially if this is somebody that you've met recently, they're love bombing you, you're talking marriage. There is a scam where people meet people overseas. You've seen the show 90 Day Fiancé, and they meet people just for visas. Not saying that he is or isn't doing it, but it's definitely something you want to be aware of because this relationship is moving very fast, right?
Andrea, did he ever talk to you about his goals in terms of him getting a visa, passport? Did he ever talk to you about any of this?
We did discuss it. I brought it up. So I have children. So he was like, you wouldn't be willing to come here, of course. I know you wouldn't want to leave your family. And so then we, were discussing possibly about him coming here.
When he told you what his profession is, has he only talked about owning a gym or has he talked about anything else?
He said he sells things like hair. He wants to ship goods, do things like that.
He has an AliExpress account. So AliExpress is a shipping website where people all over the world can, sell things online or drop ship.
Sponsored?
And so that aligns with what he's telling you.
Okay, that's good then, right?
We also found that he was an IT intern at a specific school in Ghana. So that actually checks out as well.
Nice.
So let's start with his Facebook account. He did not hide this account from you. You shared this with us. So did you ever notice that he has a little link posted in his bio, Leofield Max Enterprise?
I didn't.
Well, then what are you
Max
looking at, bruv?
Enterprise. So this
You're
is
just looking at his big muscles and chesticles. Get a grip.
company that he has. It's an IT company that also sells like some technology goods. So they sell like SIM cards. They help people like register phones. One interesting thing that they do though is they help people withdraw money off MasterCard and Visa cards.
I don't get
You know
that.
what it is? One day he videoed me, and him and his brother were sitting in this office. He was having a little bit of trouble explaining it, but he was like, it's a bank where you don't have to go to the bank. Would that be the same thing where people can like take their credit card and withdraw funds?
What?
They do bank withdrawals, so that aligns with what he's telling you. They do bank deposits, but they also do MasterCard and Visa card withdrawals, which does align with like some things that we see in scams, right? So, you know, somebody asks you for like a gift card, or they ask you for a vanilla gift card, which is like a Visa card, and then they withdraw the money off that. How does that work? Who's he doing it for? Why are they withdrawing that money versus going to a bank? Because that is slightly red flag. It could be nothing though. You know, it could be that he's actually helping out. But that's the first thing that we think you should talk to him about, is be like, how does this stuff work?
Okay.
I still don't know. Like, I don't know if it's just me and I'm being a bit of a poo-poo head right now.
Yes.
But I don't understand what's happening with that. Like, yeah, cool, you're doing these withdrawals, but for who? Like, if this was a legitimate business, why does such a thing exist? Do you just call them, hey, I don't know how to redeem my gift card. Oh, we'll help you. You got to put this number in this website. I don't get it.
So you sent Joseph a T-shirt recently
And
to
it's so
a very
cringe.
specific address, correct?
Yes.
Oh, that one.
So what we found was that this particular address is a storage unit, and he was having you send this shirt specifically to this storage unit and his unit number. It's not entirely illegal, but we thought that was strange. Why would he have you send it there?
Yeah, that's weird.
It is weird. And Maxwell Home Delivery Express, there's an actual website attached to that, but it was created a year and a half ago.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a red flag
Did her
there.
piercing
Why
fall out?
would a delivery service be created just a year and a half ago? And why would he not send it through that delivery service, but have it sent to a storage unit?
Oh, you're saying they're two completely different things.
We think so. But that's what you should ask him, is that like, how does somebody from Ghana find a random storage unit in New Jersey to have you ship stuff to them? And so that's the second question you should be asking, because he's doing drop shipping with AliExpress and whatever else. Maybe this is an arrangement he has, you know, so hopefully that's the answer he gives you. If it's not, you know, you should start asking some more questions. But it's just not normal, you know, to not ship it through a shipping company.
Especially if he has his own.
While we're chatting, this also poses another question I have for him, and it's the fact that we know for sure he's in Ghana. Who is in New Jersey at the storage unit picking up packages and sending them?
So that's another question that that you should definitely ask him and get some clarity on. Doesn't mean it's anything terrible. You know, it can align with some of the shipping stuff that he's been wanting to do. Maybe not. But that's what you want to ask him.
You can smile with all the lights in the background. Maybe I need to see the light of day.
I know, I'm sorry.
I wasn't making a lickety split of sense there. However, we see sometimes, more often than not, that in these type of stories where obviously someone gets swindled out of getting a visa and coming over and stuff, that they always seem to have friends or another relationship maybe that they run off to and obviously ditch their so-called lover. So it's a possibility that whoever's in New Jersey might be his friend or another relationship that's maybe genuine that is where he's going to run off to once he gets to the country, if that is what his plan is. You get me? Editing H here, nobody questioned the hair. What you should be questioning is my brain trying to somehow tie in that there's a potential lover in New Jersey. But that wouldn't make sense because surely then he would just try and get, if it's his intention, the visa from the New Jersey person. I ain't got a Scooby, okay? I don't get what's going on. So the intro meme makes sense.
Okay.
This is a like left field thing. But Brienne had done some research this morning, and one thing that had come across her desk was that a lot of scammers in Ghana go by the name Kwasi Mensa. So it doesn't mean that that's him, but there's been a lot of reports of scammers using that exact same name.
Interesting.
And they're scamming people.
I think it's definitely a big red flag. But I also feel like with all the positives, there may be an explanation.
What are the positives?
I have a lot of good questions. I appreciate all you guys' research and effort. And I look forward to finding out some things and then getting, us connecting back.
We'll send you this stuff, and then we'll set up a meeting for Monday. If you could just talk to him over the weekend. We have a few things that we're gonna be doing on our end. We're actually looking into his ID, and then we're gonna look deeper into the storage unit to try to understand that. And then we'll have those answers by Monday, and then you'll have your answers, we'll group together, and then from there you'll have everything you need to make a really solid decision.
Here's a suggestion. Obviously, it's bloody too late, right? But I think it would have been not obviously the right way to do this, because who knows what the bloody right way to do anything is, in certain situations. I feel like it would have been a good idea initially or additionally to maybe not get her to ask these questions and solely get him on a call outright with no warning and ask him right then and there, so that it's more bang bang, you gotta give me your answer on the spot, and you don't have time to think of some kind of nonsense. Because I don't get the feeling, or I get the feeling, that she's easily swindled, right? He's gonna be able to say things that sway her. So maybe that conversation should have happened on here. But that's just my thoughts.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Over the weekend, the research team continued digging into Joseph's information, while Andrea contacted him with some new information. First thing Monday morning, we got on another call with Andrea, one last time.
How are things since the last time we spoke?
I was kind of having mixed feelings about like doing it behind his back, and I didn't want to go into it like waiting for him to find out, or when is he going to confront me about this. So I just thought it would be better if I just put it out in the open.
Usually when somebody's like stolen money from you, it's a different story. He's not like attempting to get money from you, so it's a different situation.
There's a little anxiety there, maybe if you found something else, or that, but I feel mostly optimistic.
So we didn't find anything else. There is the storage unit though, but because you had said that he's willing to talk to us, I figured we just talk to him directly and talk to him about that. That was the only thing that was a little weird for us.
I feel like he's offended because he felt like I thought he was a scammer because he's in that area of the world.
But I mean, are there not red flags though? I mean,
there definitely are.
What's the end goal here? You want to eventually fly to Ghana and meet him? Does he want a visa? Like, what's the end goal for you guys?
We're going to start talking about that more and more, but the initial is I want to go there and meet him and meet his family. And then
Interesting.
I think we we really haven't discussed it. The thing that we've been discussing really a lot is me visiting, and we're hoping to do that like sometime towards the end of December, beginning of January.
Well, I'm supposed to go to Ghana for a case, so maybe we'll sync up and I could be there in case anything, not saying anything will happen, but
I mean, that's a good idea.
That would be good. I would love to. Hey, David, I'm having issues.
Yeah, your bodyguard will come in.
Is Ghana very...
Oh, goodness me. She stopped laughing really quickly, didn't she?
Bodyguard will come in.
See?
Is Ghana very dangerous?
There's always going to be somebody that's going to try to take advantage of you, and then there's lots of great people that I'm sure you would meet too.
David stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I stand out. So, and I also like, I'm probably not their favorite person when I go there. I think the next step for us is we'd love to chat with him. You know, if he's open to chatting with us, we'd love to chat with him.
I told him that it would be a good opportunity, you know, to prove that like everybody's not a scammer. But you know, I feel like
I mean, even if he is not a scammer, he doesn't prove... Oh, well, actually, maybe he does prove that not everyone is a scammer. But surely you would know that anyway. So I'm a bit confused by the word choice there.
he's going to be very defensive at first. But, you know, I'm sure that once he sees how you guys are and that you're not trying to attack his character or his, you know what I mean? You're serving a purpose.
Do you know what
I think
you
we're
mean?
pretty likable and we're pretty reasonable people. So I think if we can talk to him, like he'll understand where our hearts are and that we're just literally just looking out for you.
After the team was finished checking in on Andrea, a few minutes later, we got a call from Joseph.
Okay.
This was it. We were finally gonna clear everything up once and for all.
Leo, how are you?
Hello, Leo.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's so much better. Yeah, yeah.
Let me put Bliss on the line. He was the one who received the package. I have all the proof that somebody was the one who helped me with the address and everything. And I can show that to you on camera for you to know that it wasn't me that is referring someone to send an item to somebody in the States. I hope you understand.
Leo, I'm fine with that. I don't need, like, our job is not to grill you. Like, I'm fine having a man-to-man. I'm fine having a conversation, just so you know. Like, I don't need, like, proof for everything. Trust me, we already looked into you. Like, I know a lot about you. Andrea just had a few questions that we were gonna ask, so I don't need, like, in-depth proof. Yeah. When we had looked you up, Leo, we saw that you had, like, multiple Facebook accounts and multiple TikTok accounts. What are you using all those accounts for?
I am an IT guy, and I operate marketing services for people too. So this is one of them. I operate a fitness shop. I have the mobile money banking. I have the real estate too. So I do use different platforms for different commercials and advertisements.
Your social media accounts are either linked to your fitness club or your gym, and then the other social media accounts are linked to the Leofield Max business that you own.
So Leofield Max is my personal business, but the fitness is a partnership something. So I can't blend his business and my business together, since we all have to benefit from the partnership. So the Leofield Max is my personal company that my brother is operating for me. And I have a platform for that one too. And the fitness club is also something people came together for us to establish together.
I get it.
We saw that you do, like, banking deposits, MasterCard, Visa withdrawals. Like, how does that work? And who are your typical clients?
All right, so in Ghana here, you can vend for banks. Okay, I can be a vendor for a bank. Let's say I can go to Fidelity and I apply. If I have the customer base, they can give me access. Instead of you going to the main capital town to go and do withdrawals, they can let some of their customers come to your shop. That's what the Leofield Max does. In Ghana here, we withdraw money from our SIM cards.
Really?
So I vend for 4 banks. I vend for Fidelity Bank, EcoBank, UBA, and ABSA. So customers from ABSA and Fidelity can come to my shop and withdraw money or even put money in their bank account instead of going to the main branch in the capital town.
I didn't even know you could do that.
This is like a random question, but like...
No, don't worry. I'm okay with the questions.
Do you normally date white women? Like, what attracted you most to Andrea? Like,
Okay, so I don't know if it's not a coincidence. I was sending messages, but she was the first person who actually sent me message and followed me. So I was like, if I am rather broadcasting messages to people and this person is rather sending me a direct, because I didn't pay for the site. You have to pay, you have to link your debit card. I didn't like that because of privacy issues.
What?
So
Facebook does that?
since she's the one who rather sent me the message, I was like, I want to get to know her more. We started
makes
talking,
sense.
I was like, she's loving to talk to. This one is different from the other women I've met online. That even got me attracted to her more. And when we started talking I was like, she was very honest and truthful to me in everything about her life, the job she does, the kids that she has. She didn't hide all those things from me.
Look, he seems like a great guy. You know what I mean? But you still have to be very cautious in, obviously, the scam that follows, 90-day fiancé vibes and stuff. You got to be wary of that scam. Like, he seems like a nice guy. I'm sitting in this chair. Maybe I'm falling for him as well. Yeah, I'm being swindled by the big muscles and the business man vibes. But you have to consider that it's still a bit fishy.
I think we've asked all the questions that we have. Is there anything that you want her to know?
So I want Andrea to know that I know this stuff actually happens online because personally I am information security analyst. I do auditing for companies and stuff. I know that these things do happen. People take different people's profiles and used to take advantage of people. I understand that. But it doesn't mean that everybody is a scammer. But I don't know how to even prove to her more for her to understand that I'm being honest with her. So I just want to tell Andrea that she should just clear her doubt in her mind that not everybody is the same. We have good people out there, and I'm one of them.
To her defense, though, you do see why she saw the red flags, because I think from her perspective, she did mention that you guys had fallen in love quickly. I believe you proposed.
Yes, I did propose to her.
You see, that's you seem like a great guy. On paper, you seem very outgoing. I love it, man. Yeah. But proposing to someone you've never met in person, solely online, after very, very, very short amount of time. I just can't believe you. The victims of such a scam, these visa scams, always describe their quote-unquote lover as charming, right? They say all the right things. That's what's happening here. He's a very charming guy. He's saying all the right things. But after that amount of time and you want to marry, like, get the horses back in the stable, as I said, yeah? We got them in early on. They ran out again. Get them back in.
In 2 weeks?
Not in 2 weeks. It was along the line. We're acting like friends, normal friendship. But what actually made my mind even went to her more was the fact that when we went to church,
that's it.
And some of the things she made mention of, I verified them and they are true. I was like, fine, this woman is honest. I don't want to waste my time on the dating site and moving up and down, chasing her. I want to focus on her alone.
That's it. We both go church, marriage. Even if this was real, Joseph, and maybe your intentions were genuine, I don't think I can stress enough that just because you share one commonality with someone, it doesn't mean you're made to get together. Okay? Don't fall head over heels because maybe you both like pizza. Marry me. It doesn't work like that. Well, what else is compatible? Do your personalities mesh together? Do you find each other tolerable? There's so many things.
Okay.
How long was it when you proposed?
Honestly, I can't record unless we check our chat.
Editing H here again. Just chiming in because I can't remember if we touch on it later on in the tantalizing talk section or not, but you can't remember when you proposed. Listen, they say that goldfish have bad memory. Well, what does Joseph have then? How do you not remember? Surely you'd remember that. It bloody happened so quick. So that's a red flag in itself.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy.
She said it was about 2 weeks.
Maybe
and
even 3 weeks.
The reason why she came to us is because she knew you were a real person. She was just a little anxious about moving forward with you and seeing a couple things that could be a potential red flag and are consistent of what scammers typically do or what we see scammers do. She also mentioned that you asked her for a gift card and then she hung up the phone or something.
Yeah, what happened with that? Did you ask her for a gift card?
All right, so getting gift card from the store in the US is very easy. Ghana here, we don't have this kind of stores where you can go and buy Amazon and Walmart card. All right, and this is someone, I made the move to even buy you something first. Twice. I bought her something twice. So there was this app.
Buttering her up, buying the gifts so that when you ask for something in return, it's more like, okay, I'll do it because you did X, Y, Z for me. So, there's manipulation there still,
That I wanted to learn some of the videos so that I can train some of my clients in the gym here. And I asked her, she was like, Jesus Christ, this guy is asking me of a gift card, then boom, she just hung up. She didn't even hear my part of the story. I'm a scammer, I'm this and that. I was like, Jesus Christ, if not for anything, I've even sent you something before. How can I be a scammer of asking you of a gift card?
I think a lot of scammers ask for gift cards, Joseph, okay? I just want to ask the question, wouldn't he have been able to pay using his own bank card for whatever app he's trying to get? Let me know in the comments.
And what I'm even asking, I was like, if she can even receive money and buy it for me. It wasn't like I didn't say that, Andrea, please, I want gift or buy me gift card. No, I have my money, I'm working, I have my businesses.
And so I wanted to say too, I have friends in Ghana, I have friends in Nigeria.
Hold on, David. I think maybe we can bring in the fact that if there is someone genuinely receiving whatever it is they are receiving on your behalf in New Jersey in that storage unit, they're close enough as a friend or something for them to buy you the gift card. You see my drift here? You catching it? You got it in both hands? Why did it have to be solely Andrea? Yeah.
I see both sides, right? The culture is like a very proud culture, and there's a lot of really good and amazing people. And then there's also bad people, but just like in the US, right? And so we're not trying to prove people in Ghana are bad or people in Nigeria, wherever, are bad. We're just doing an investigation with an open mind. And so I think we have everything we need.
Yeah.
It was really nice meeting you, by the way.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, and thank you for sitting down with us. I know it's under some strange circumstances. Hopefully we'll be going to a wedding in Ghana soon.
Well, and then I have one more very direct question, right? You're not just trying to get a visa out of her, right?
It's very difficult to date someone not the same color as you because of this perception. Oh, he wants me for something. She wants me for a visa or something like that. But come on, I'm not someone who is just walking on the street, who is very hungry or looking for something to eat. I have my work here. If I'm planning to come to US, I am coming to visit. I'm not coming to come and live there and come and look for work. No. So it's not for the visa, it's for who she is and her personality. And the fact that she's God-fearing, she was very honest with me that she's having kids.
None of these are
She
reasons.
didn't lie about that. And I love women who are so transparent. And she was transparent with me from the beginning till now. She
didn't hide anything from me. Bloody hell, man. If that is the sole reasoning that you are willing to marry her, my goodness me, she does well and truly sound like a scammer herself then. But again, at certain points, I'm being swayed. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if... I'll marry you, Joseph. But let me know in the comments. It's just... I don't know, I'm being pulled in different directions here, man.
hide anything from me. So it's not for the visa.
We wish you and Andrea the best of luck. We'll stay in touch. If you have any questions or need anything, let us know.
I hope Andrea and I marry one day and we come on your show physically where we can have this conversation again.
Listen,
I would love that.
Listen, I will help arrange something. If that's truly the goal, I will help arrange something for you guys, okay?
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
We're gonna bring Andrea on real quick, okay?
Hey, Andrea.
He's a talker, isn't he?
Yeah, I have Leo here, and I'm gonna do this with Leo on the call, but Andrea, you need to watch out for Leo, because Leo is a very good guy.
Well, we don't know that.
I think you're good. Like, we feel pretty good about this. If you need any help, just let us know. But I really think Leo's genuine, and he's a good guy. And plus, we know where he lives and everything else. So if there's a problem, just let us know.
Good.
Well, don't threaten on the camera.
Good.
Andrea, I really love you so much and I admire you so much.
I love you too.
Happy ending.
Yeah, so wedding of
That's disgusting, Brie. Because it's virtual.
Yeah, boy.
We're all adults once again. Happy endings cannot happen over virtualness. Depends how you want to look at it, of course. I still don't think there's genuineness about this, because it's just too quick. And the reasons are because she also goes to church and stuff. I can't see this being genuine. I mean, obviously, again, he seems like a nice guy. But that's how holiday love rats seem. But I guess it's not on holiday. It's the same vibes, though. I'm conflicted.
David,
Yes.
Brianne,
Drew?
let us know.
All right.
So
Thank you.
Drew's not invited. Oh, that's awkward. While we were able to verify Joseph's identity and found no immediate red flags, we still encouraged Andrea to proceed with caution. Yes, as anyone in a long-distance online relationship should, we will continue to stay in touch with both Andrea and Joseph and share any important updates in the future. Okay, I'm glad they still cautioned her, because I think it's best. The disclaimer, which is always interesting. Goodness me. Some images featured in our videos may be enhanced or generated using artificial intelligence. This is done only in cases where original photos are unavailable, unclear, or require visual clarification for storytelling purposes. These AI-generated visuals are used to help illustrate the narrative and should not be considered authentic representations unless stated otherwise. Bloody hell. What's happened here then? Huh? I mean, I don't want to say obviously they've done this because I pointed out that very strange of the recent K-pop video to seem like AI generated the woman in the thumbnail, but there were comments about it, so hey, at the very least, they're reading the comments, so
If you have been involved in a romance scam, don't forget to report it.
go do that. I'm very conflicted at this point in time, because yes, he seems like a great guy, but that charming nature is what gets so many victims of visa scams. And I mean, I can't sweep under the rug the falling in love in bloody few weeks. You might say it's not 2 weeks. We'll extend it to 3.5, maybe. It's just a bit strange. I'll go look at the comments now from the original video. I do anticipate a lot of people probably saying the same thing, in that he's real, intentions perhaps might not be real. So, I'll see you in a jiffy. Good morning, everyone. Or good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is in your sides right now. It's the next morning at the time of recording this, and at the time of recording the commentary. I had to go bed. Too much for me. It's the tantalizing talk time. Quite a, we'll say, polarizing episode. But I'll just preface this by saying I am of the opinion that she will be taken advantage of. That's not me saying 100% this guy is going to do up naughty shenanigans, but the red flags are there, and they're just something to consider. Of course, if it was a genuine love, throw up the balloons in the air and stuff. Woo! It's still a bit creepy on her regard, or her side of things. You know, the property of Mrs. Mensa thing. Then you got the whole fetishization that I was talking about. I personally see it that way. You will maybe have a different opinion, but that's my thoughts on the story. But let's take a look at some people's thoughts. There's a British TV program that interviews women who got scammed by these men in Ghana. Usually they want to come to the UK, get their citizenship or residency, be supported, and then they dump the women. It might not be the typical Nigerian love scam, but I would bet $100 that it's still a scam. Now, this show being talked about, I think, is Holiday Love Rats. So if you haven't seen Holiday Love Rats, well, maybe you can check out one of my commentaries on it. There'll be a card at the top of the screen. Go check that out. Or I'll put it in the description box. But I'm in agreement. It is... There's a twang about it. That's... Oh, it's giving scam. Who knows? Celine brings up a good point here. I'm still at the beginning, but I do feel it's worth mentioning. Just because he's honest about who he is and where he lives doesn't mean he's being honest about anything else. And so far, I'm surprised that hasn't really been mentioned by the team. Anyone can be whoever they want to be online, especially with oceans upon oceans in between them and their correspondent. Now, I've always said, even if the person in these stories is real, the lover is doing up genuine love, there are still signs of abuse in a lot of these stories. Financial abuse, mental abuse. We've seen how some of these quote-unquote lovers actually speak to the victim. It's horrible a lot of the time. And then on the flip side, you get the victim displaying very strange behavior. Maybe they're a bigot in one way or another. I mean, would you want to be with someone like that on both sides of the coin? That's up to you, mate. You do what you want in your relationships, I guess. But just protect yourself. You know, protect your mental health before it gets to a bad situation. So, many times, if the relationships were real, it's just a horrible relationship to be a part of from the outside looking in. But in this case, and I always say this, just because you meet someone face to face, for example, even if the video calls are real, that doesn't mean you're not going to be taken advantage of for one reason or another, or it doesn't mean it can't happen, is what probably I should be saying, because he could be genuine, real intentions, loves her. I don't have a clue, yeah? But be very careful even in person, because obviously you get the whole Donnies doing up serial ending of lives. Obviously in the past, we've seen very charming individuals. I'm not saying Joseph's gonna do that, by the way. But the risk could well and truly be heightened in this instance, because he's a real man. Scammers, on the flip side of things, in the virtual sense, most of the time, I don't think they even want to meet with you, show their real face, etc., etc. So, financially, you're being harmed, and mentally, maybe the physical aspect because of the mental toll, but, you know, your physical safety probably is not in question with the typical romance scammer. But because this is a real man, you know, the door is open for some bad shenanigans. But again, not saying that's 100% going to happen. It's just things to consider. Christine raises a very good point as well. If you have to buy your own ring, it's all a scam, right? Yeah. I mean, no less you're buying yourself a ring from Temu. I know money might be tight, financial struggles and stuff. How about just not buy a ring at all? Surely that's better for your mental health than you looking down and you're wearing a Temu ring that you've bought yourself. Surely it's better to just have no ring. And again, if he's got the money for a gift card to send over, and I say again, I've not made this point, but if he's got that money, which in itself is a bit fishy, but maybe I can understand, there's no gift cards around where he can just easily purchase, but then I made the point of can't he just use his actual bank card to buy this app? I feel like that just got swept under the rug a bit too quickly, just because he's very smiley. But why couldn't he have bought a ring then? Why, he's this businessman and stuff. I don't know what her job is. I don't know if she's financially well off or anything, but she was happy to buy him t-shirts and stuff. I guess, you're not forking out big bucks for t-shirts, but wouldn't he have chipped in to buy a ring or something? You'd hope so, given how much he loves her. But, okay, Joseph, in a shocking turn of events, we actually have another Joseph commenting. Oh, Inception! This woman is acting like a silly schoolgirl who has a childhood crush on the lead singer of a boy band. I can't believe the naivety of grown adults who should, after 2 prior failed relationships, have gained some wisdom and know better. Same applies to men as well. I mentioned I'll put it in a nice way, that perhaps she doesn't have the best of luck with relationships, and I attribute that to potentially just jumping too fast into things and not taking the time to really analyze if this person is who you want to be with. Now, don't get it misconstrued. People can string you along. We're seeing with Joseph, allegedly, of course, powerful word. People can say all the nice things they want. They can say the right things. Very charming. Swindle you. It's giving salesman, right? You go to a used car dealership, they'll tell you this car that you can literally see the doors hanging off the hinges. It's got 1 tire left. They'll tell you it's never been driven before. It's got like 0 miles. The owner looked after it so well, and they'll spin it up and you'll bloody believe it. But obviously take care in those situations as well. It is their job at the end of the day. Much like scammers. So she doesn't strike me as the type of person that is thinking about relationships critically. So I'm glad to see others sort of on that same wavelength. Wavelength? Why'd I say wavelength? Get a grip. So, and obviously she's very childish, but I don't think I mentioned that in the commentary because maybe we've seen so many childlike individuals now. It's become ingrained into the videos where I don't even need to say anything. But I agree. You think she would know better. You think she would take a little bit more care, especially considering she's raising children on her own. Obviously, I don't know 100% on her own. Maybe she has family. She did mention her aunt or something in the beginning, but look, I would make extra precautions if I'm going to be bringing someone into my home that obviously I've never met in person and we're talking about marriage or whatever. I'd be very careful bringing them into a home with children being raised, but she's gonna do what she's gonna do, I guess. Next up, we've actually got Snorlax. Get out the way, Snorlax. I'm trying to go through. except it's Sarah, but you get it because her name is Sleepy Sarah. If he's an honest and genuine hardworking person who wants to make something of his life and isn't in any way trying anything dodgy, why can't he find an equally hardworking and genuine person where he lives? He surely doesn't need someone much older with children who's thousands of miles away. Doesn't make sense. I mean, there's a lot that doesn't make sense, right? The argument exists here, the very same, with the actual victims who appear on the show. Why are you searching miles away for this love when the right person at the right time around you locally will find you? It is giving desperation on both parts, to be honest. In her sense, it's desperate because, sure, you can find him attractive, but at the same time, these red flags, they are sweeping under the rug, and in her own words, because he's good looking, that's just desperate. You know, that is what I'm talking about when I say you don't really make the best choices relationship-wise. And it's giving desperate on his regard, because in however many days, we've decided I want to marry. Come on, you can be charming, and then there were times where I was being roped in, but then I was able to break free because I'm not forgetting all of these red flags, but there were times I'm being suckered in, right? It just doesn't make sense to me, but let me know your thoughts. Ryan here raises a good point, and it's basically what I was just touching on a few seconds ago. It's really disheartening to see a grown woman with children still moving like she's a teenager. I saw a lot of red flags, but he's good looking. That's not how a mother should move. That's embarrassing. In the mother aspect, again, the safety of the children, are we just willing to jeopardize that because someone is good looking? Even if you strip that away and this was single person, don't do this. Don't fall head over heels because someone is good looking. There is so much more to a person, shock horror, than just their appearance. But I guess when you factor in desperation, you factor in gullibility, you factor in, someone who just again, to me, I just don't feel they have the right intentions themselves of this relationship. If you want to say she's not fetishizing him, you do you, but the signs are there. Property of Mrs. Mensah, her fixation on his brown skin. I'm going to move on. I'm getting angry. Now, Jane here, I did see a lot of comments of this nature as well, but let's talk about it, shall we? Wow, so hateful in the comments, people. There are people that actually just want a good relationship, not something evil. And instead of being happy, this was a happy ending for her, and she was talking to a real man. Everyone seems hateful and negative about it, saying, oh, it's still a scam. Geez, the world needs help with getting out of all this hate for others. I understand what you're saying, of course, Jane, here, but I think maybe you need to get out of this toxic positivity, because people saying it's still a scam, I don't necessarily think it's coming from a place of hate, because I did see some comments saying it's still a scam, but I hope the best for them, which ultimately relinquishes any level of control, because, of course, these are all opinions and people are going to do what they're going to do at the end of the day. It's not like people are sat there with Andrea and holding her ear saying, don't do this. It's just that's not happening, right? But I feel like people saying that it is a scam or watch out for this because it might still be a scam, it's not coming from a place of hatred. Now, I can't obviously, and my ear right now has just gone, and it's like, goodness me. I don't think it's coming from a place of hatred. again, I don't really know if I can speak for these people, but me personally, it's not coming from a place of hatred. I don't know Andrea. Do I necessarily like her? No, right? She gives me the ick, and I get the ick even saying that, but she gives me the ick. She's very cringe. Certain parts of, you know, how she's talking about him and the things she does, to me, I don't like fetishization. Having a preference is one thing. However, in her regard, I don't like what she's doing, all right? To put it just simple terms. But I don't think it's hate to say someone should still be wary of a scam. You know, you've got to protect people. You are watching the Catfish channel, who aim to help victims, but you're describing precautions and people pointing out red flags as hatred. So then what the Catfish team do is hatred as well then. Don't point out red flags, you're being hateful. So I get where you're coming from, in the sense that maybe there is genuine love here. But you still have to be careful. Like, never let your guard down, even in real relationships, especially when you're meeting for the first time. I mean, think about this, right? You in your hometown, you meet someone in a coffee shop or something. 1 week later, they're talking to you about getting married. Are you not going to find that strange? You're going to sit back and say, oh, that's great. I really, really love how fast this has moved. There definitely is no red flags here. Your friends might tell you, don't you think that's a bit fast? Are you going to tell them, stop hating? But okay, Jane, you live life in your seemingly toxic, positive bubble. I hope everything works out for you. Editing H here, just because I did see comments from what I remember that did point out that people's ideals and values and I guess how they think about things were Eurocentric in terms of, you know, of course, we're a different culture, right? Culture? What? Get a grip. So I understand that perhaps he thinks this is the way to navigate a relationship very quickly. But I still think that doesn't mean you on the other side should also follow along that quickly. You still have to be cautious, in my opinion anyway. Let me know your thoughts. Now, one of the top comments actually shares their story of being scammed in such a alleged way, of course. Don't do it. I married a man from Syria, 15 years younger than me. He was very ambitious, got his education, hid money and blindsided me, left me as soon as he got his citizenship. Wow, the 15 years, I mean, depending on the ages between you and your lover here, you know, I may or may not have something to say, but there's no context given here. So I'll just say, I'm sorry this happened to you. There may have been red flags already there, and maybe you swept them under the rug. So it's just something to consider, right? Going off of Jane's comment that we just looked at. It might not be a scam, right? He might genuinely love her, but it's something to consider given how many times it's happened in the past. Now, I went back to the original video and I decided to pick out a few more comments just because I didn't feel maybe I got enough. Sort of in my soul, it was burning up. Hand. I did find a comment that touches, or two replies, they touch on what I was saying. And again, I'm thankful to see others on the same wavelength. Him being real puts her at more risk than regular scammers. And then there's a reply. Ultimately, They are both using each other. I'm not going to feel bad for her because Western people know the power they are exerting when they pursue impoverished people in less developed countries. I hope he gets his green card. Now, the more real aspect, I touched on that in this section, and then the power dynamic, the power imbalance, I spoke about in the main commentary. And, you know, I got stick for that in a previous video. I think it was the Gambian Grannies video that I did. I got stick saying, everyone's an adult here. They can do what they want. Yeah, they can do what they want. Sure. That doesn't make how I feel about what they're doing less shitty. Do you know what I mean? There is a power imbalance here, and you cannot tell me otherwise. And, hey, look, I'll just leave it at that because the comments pretty much said what I think. Next up, we have a comment from a member of the Catfish channel who I guess is not happy with how things have gone down, which is interesting. Why did they gloss over the gift card thing and just accept his bullshit excuse? Him sending her money to buy him gift cards that she will send back sounds like money laundering to me. I don't need to add anything to this, but there you go. I think maybe the Catfish team fell under a little bit of a charm there. Oh, he speaks very smiley, he's energetic. Oh, I've fallen for this. I did as well, I can admit. There were times, of course, I'm like being swindled, but I pulled myself back. So, it's an interesting thing to consider. And then lastly, I picked out this comment because I recently received a comment like this, and it did beat me up. I can't lie to you, it did make me feel shitty, because I know it can be frustrating, but the comment is, holy cow, this account has ads like every 5 minutes, lol. Now, of course, as I said, I recently got a comment like this as well, and it's automatically placed, the ads, so I just want to say thank you to everyone who does support and watches the ads. I mean, it's up to, like, the internal systems if it shows you the amount of ads that are placed, because that's what it says. Not everyone will see every ad, but if you do, then that's your, that's your YouTube system, innit? Like, there's no other explanation for it. Ultimately, of course, as well, the Catfish team, they're a business. They got people to pay and stuff like that. So, I know it can be frustrating, of course. And I left this comment last because I assume people who do get this far in the video are people who have supported the channel for a while. So, thank you very much. And goodness me, I don't know if you can hear, but the amount of rain that's going on right now, Mother Nature has started crying. It's okay. No, but seriously, genuinely, thank you everyone so much. If you do sit through ads and maybe you get a bit frustrated, I thank you for supporting the channel. And I know someone has mentioned in the past that I shouldn't feel bad, because I've spoke on this before as well. I shouldn't feel bad because I'm, making these videos and I have every right to earn from them. Now, personally, do I think I deserve anything? No, and I've always said this as well when you guys comment, hey, you deserve XYZ amount of subs, XYZ amount of blah, 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 but I don't really deserve anything. So, I always think back to that comment. that I do at least have the right to earn something. Is it deserved or not? It's not for me to say. I don't think I do, but again, this is getting too soppy. Thank you very much, everyone that does support, and see you next time. Bye. Still red flags to me, but hey ho.